All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in here to another episode here at Fellowship Trading and Investing. If you missed the last couple episodes, I did an episode on a swing trade idea. Go check that out. And then my most recent episode was kind of a buyer beware, kind of a warning on one of the top gainers in the market a couple weeks ago that garnered a lot of attention. So just kind of shared my due diligence on that and how I felt about it. So go and check those last episodes out if you missed it. In this episode, I'm going to be recapping a couple day trades that I had this past week. And of course, the techniques and the strategies that I used to accomplish those day trades. And then we're also going to follow up on those stocks that I mentioned that I recorded on my last episodes. The swing trade idea had an earnings report last week. We're going to go see how it did and how it's been performing since I made that video. And then, of course, we're going to see how the previous top market gainer, STSS, was performing since I kind of made that bearish video on it. So let's go ahead and jump right into the daily recaps that I had last week. First thing, actually, I do want to show you, because I did promise to show you all my wins and also my losses as well. Right now, like I said, I do have 3 day trades per rolling 5 days. Because this is a $2,000 account. It's a small account. We're less than 25,000, so we don't have the unlimited day trades. So right now, my pattern is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then, of course, I know Memorial Day is coming up. The stock market's going to be closed that day. So that'll change the days that I'll be able to perform a day trade. Or, of course, if there's nothing that I'm seeing in the market in that particular day, I'll just go ahead and hold on to it. But for these past couple weeks, we've been doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is Wednesday, okay? So Wednesday is one of Wednesday's top gainers was NCEW. So this actually popped up. This is Wednesday's chart. This is pre-market right before 7 o'clock, okay, 7 Eastern time, right when most of the platforms and most of the brokerages open their trading to those who are not, of course, in the overnight trading. But you got a couple big green candles here, and that's because they came out with a press release. I actually have that loaded here on this tab. So 6:50, just about 10 minutes before a lot of traders were able to log on, but it's titled New Century Logistics and Sora Dynamics Incorporated have reached a strategic partnership. Okay, so again, definitely a headline where you're going to see a few big green candles. It went from, let's see, what is that there? Mid twos, about just under 250, 246, and it peaked at 734 in a 13-minute time frame. 13 minutes, just 7:03. That's when it peaked right there at 734. Me being eager, me being my first trade since Friday, just kind of been on the sidelines, of course, Monday and Tuesday, and having the weekend to just recap everything. I hopped in. All right, I hopped in right on these red candles here, right when it's gonna cross I have my moving averages, right? So my blue line is my moving average, EMA 15. This is the 1 minute chart, so that's the average of the last 15 periods, and then orange is 30, purple is 60. So my buy signal here was as soon as it crossed below the 15, because what I've noticed these past couple weeks is these gainers that go up they make a crazy move up, and then they'll kind of dip down. They'll dip right about to the EMA 15. A lot of people use the EMA 9, EMA 20, and EMA 200. But I've found success with 15 and 30. So my first buying point here was right when it crossed the 15, hoping that it was going to make for another move up. But nope, it just kept going down across the 30, and then eventually crossed the 60. And then as time went on, during market open, it had a low of 150. So making a move from 734 to 150, a lot of traders weren't having it, and I'll tell you exactly why. So, of course, I took a loss. I got stopped out on that one. I can't remember my exact entry, my exact exit, but the reason why that I've come to find out is that because this is a Chinese company based in Hong Kong, China. So Chinese companies are known to pump and dump, right? So now I've always knew that, but I didn't take the time to research that before entering this trade because I made a pretty reckless move. I wasn't familiar with this company. I just saw I was making a big move up, and then I was able to thought it'd be a good idea to get into my entry right there when it crossed the EMA 15. So pretty reckless trade on that. So learn from it though. Obviously, got to kind of gain a little bit of familiarity before entering these trades. But again, I was just I was eager. I was excited. It's my first day back after being on the sidelines, and I was just wanting to make a move, and I forced it. Okay, so that's a loss I had on Wednesday. Pre-market at my time, it's 4 a.m, so I had to go back to sleep and get ready for my work day, already being down, already being stopped out of my first trade in a few days. So, but my other 2 day trades were wins, and I'm going to go ahead and showcase those using similar strategies, if not the same exact strategy. And it seemed like it worked out pretty fine. So this is now Thursday, May 8th. GPUS was one of the top gainers that day. As you can see, I bought 200 shares at 8.56 just after market open at 9.42. So probably right around here. So again, got a couple red candles crossing down towards the EMA 15. Now, as you see here, it was trading below the 15 right at the open and then jumped up. Looks like it had a bottom tail that crossed at about just slightly below the 15. Reason why I didn't get into that one was because, again, I was being a little bit more cautious coming after a loss, the day before. So I wanted to confirm its momentum this time around, and it shot right back up just as I was hoping that the other stock would have done. So I got in on the second dip right there, right again when it crossed the EMA 15. At 8.56, and as you can see with these timestamps here, a minute and a half later I sold at 9. So again, if you haven't seen my previous posts, my daily profit goal is $50. My daily stop is $50 as well. So we're really trying to focus on not accruing huge losses that will ruin this account, because like I said, I am only trading with $2,000, and we're just focusing on base hits. Okay, base hits over a time frame will accrue and make a huge difference. So we're focusing on winning percentage and base hits like that. So again, all it took was a minute and a half from 8 to go to 8.50 all the way to 9. Now, of course, as you see, it eventually topped out right there at 9.84, but that's after it took a nasty fall almost to the EMA 60, which looks like was around about $8.20 a share. So do I think I would have held through that? Probably not. So I'm glad I exited when I did, even though I did miss a nice little jump right there. But hey, at the end of the day, I hit my goal. That's all that matters. So that was Thursday. All right. And then Friday, NVVE was one of the top gainers, I think, if not the top gainer for Friday. So I bought 225 shares right there at 185 just before market open, about 6 minutes before market open. So probably this red candle right here as it crossed below the 15. As you can see, ever since it started making that move during pre-market, it was above the 15 the whole time. Here it dipped below 15, shot back up, and then I got right in on the second dip around on the 15 at 9.23, and then a couple minutes later I just bought the rest amount I could that was left on my account at 166. So average down slightly, not much to make a significant difference, but I just kind of just maxed out, put all my eggs into that basket there. That was just a couple minutes before the open, so again, probably right about there, almost right at its bottom. And then just after the market opened, about 4 minutes into the market, you have all these big green candles right there. Traders are getting in, and I sold right there at just over 202. So yeah, I'd say probably right about there. Now, was that a smart choice to exit right there? Well, it depends who you are. If you're me, now I think that profit was only like $40. So it was just below my daily goal. But after experiencing what I experienced on Wednesday, having the loss that I had, and of course I just had a win the day before, kind of as a bounce back, I wanted to make sure I kind of keep that momentum and secure profits, because with the stocks that these are low float stocks. They can shoot up, but they can shoot down just as fast, if not faster. So secured profits, ended the week on a high note. Now that, of course, eventually did top out later in the day at 355, but got damn near close to it right there, about 340 something, just about maybe a half hour later. So now it's not in my playbook to hold these day trades for 30 minutes. That's why I use the 1 minute chart. Mine's are more for just kind of getting in, getting out. I'd say no more than 5 minutes. I'd say that's the goal. But it really just depends how it's moving. So the reason why I sold right there, right after the open, was because I know that right at open, stocks can shoot up and then it'll kind of start to pull back, and I just wanted to secure my profit. So that was kind of the week recap. So again, really focusing on using moving averages here, and 2 out of 3. The one that I lost on, of course, I learned because, again, it was a China stock. Those are known for P&Ds, pump and dumps, and just had to take the time to research that before I entered. And I've used that lesson that I learned and implemented it on these next 2 day trades and ended the week on the high note. So right now it is Monday night. Again, we're going to be on the sideline until Wednesday regarding day trades, but we're still swinging, right, throughout the whole week. So we're still swinging, and that leads me to what's been going on regarding the topics of my last video. So my most recent video was STSS, Sharps Tech, something I've been having in my my portfolio for the past couple years that I've been going in and out of. I've been doing due diligence on, and I feel like I know a good amount on. So there was a day, it wasn't last week, it was the week before, where it came out with a press release saying that they secured a $400,000 purchase order. It's probably it looks like it's probably this day right here, April 30th. So go check out that last video that I kind of explained more in depth of what happened there. So it was one of the top gainers in the market, but I actually shorted it and made my daily goal there, and I kind of made a video on just beware of this stock and how it's always fooled its investors over the past couple years, and since then that it's kind of corrected since. So kind of a good call on my part. Had a nice little spike there. There was a second press release that day saying that they received an additional $100,000 purchase order, but it's kind of fluff news because, again, of their history and, again, how they kind of fool their investors, that you'll know more on if you watch that last video I posted. So has definitely corrected since. It's down, let's see, end of the day right there at $4.55 when it was trading over, $5-6 a share that one day. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes lower than that. And then in the video before that, I gave a swing trade idea on UTI. UTI did have its earnings report last week. It was on Wednesday. I want to say it was May 9th. So let's take a look to see how that one did here. So when I made that video, it was closing around 28, high 27s, low 28s. I think it was, to be exact, 27.99 on Wednesday here. They released earnings. Now, kind of a quick summary of that earnings report. They had a revenue of $207 million, which was a 12% increase year over year, and net income of $1 million. a million or 11 million dollars, which was a 47% increase year over year. So new student starts of over 6,500. So they're growing year over year. If we're talking quarter over quarter, this was their Q2 results. Again, $207 million. Q1, they had 201. So those are their first two quarters right there of north of $200 million. And it allowed them to increase their fiscal year guidance. So they're halfway through their fiscal year. Again, that was Q2. So they have a pretty good standing on kind of where they're at, and they increased their guidance. So regarding revenue, as you saw in my last video, they were projected $810 to $820 million. They raised that to a floor of $825 and a ceiling of $835 million. Okay, so their floor now is higher than what their ceiling was. So that's always a good sign. And then net income, it was between 54 to 58 mil. Now it's 56 to 60. All right. And then new student starts 28.5 to 29.5 thousand. Now it's 29,000 to 30,000 new student starts is what they're guiding. So increased in pretty much all important metrics, and that caused kind of a big increase. Topped out right there at 34.22 after hours. They reported after hours, so that's about a $5 to $6 a share move right there, and kind of an uptrend now. We got 36.11 right there in a pre-market, I believe, and then. This again, we're on Monday evening. It's Monday evening right now. Market kind of had a down day for a lot of the smaller caps. Of course, now, with the trade agreement with China that the president announced, the SPY and Dow Jones were up a crazy amount, but a lot of just the mid cap stocks were running neutral. So, but hey, I mean, it closed right there at low 33s when I recorded my video about a week ago saying it was at 27, 28. So $5-6 a share in a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's not bad, but like I said, I'm still bullish on this. A lot of price targets have been raised. I don't think that it's going to be ending anytime soon. So curious to see what Q3 and Q4 are going to bring. But UTI is off to a tremendous start in fiscal 25. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. Again, if you missed the last ones, go ahead and check it out. And I hope to see you guys back on the next one. Thank you.